Once upon a time, in a small village nestled amidst the rolling hills of Africa, there lived a young girl named Amara. She was kind-hearted and beautiful, beloved by everyone in the village. Amara's mother had passed away when she was very young, leaving her father, Kofi, to raise her. Despite the sorrow that shadowed their home, Kofi showered Amara with love, and she grew up to be a gentle and compassionate soul. Years passed, and Kofi remarried a woman named Nia. Nia had a daughter of her own named Zuri, who was just as beautiful but lacked the warmth and kindness that characterized Amara. While Amara embraced Zuri as her sister, Nia was consumed by jealousy and resentment. The villagers' adoration for Amara only intensified Nia's envy, and she began to scheme against her stepdaughter. One sunny morning, as the village prepared for the annual harvest festival, Nia decided she could no longer tolerate the love and attention Amara received. She concocted a plan to rid herself of her stepdaughter. Nia called Amara to her side and spoke sweetly, her voice dripping with false kindness. "Amara, my dear, I have a special task for you," Nia began. "In the heart of the forest, there are rare white flowers that bloom by the hidden spring. They are said to bring great fortune to those who find them. Would you be so kind as to fetch them for our family?" Amara, always eager to help, agreed without hesitation. She set off into the forest, unaware of the dangers that awaited her. The path was narrow and overgrown, the trees towering above her like silent guardians. As she ventured deeper, the forest grew darker and more forbidding, the sunlight barely piercing through the dense canopy. Hours passed, and Amara grew tired and hungry. She paused to rest, sitting on a moss-covered log, her thoughts drifting to her mother. She remembered her mother's stories about the forest spirits and their protection. Determined to honor her stepmother's request, Amara pushed on, her feet aching and her stomach growling. Just as she was about to give up, Amara stumbled upon a hidden spring, surrounded by the rare white flowers Nia had described. The sight was breathtaking. The flowers glowed with an ethereal light, their delicate petals shimmering in the dappled sunlight. Amara knelt by the spring, gathering the flowers with care. She quenched her thirst with the cool, clear water and felt a sense of peace wash over her. As Amara rested by the spring, a wise old woman appeared, her presence almost magical. Her eyes were wise and kind, and she carried an air of ancient knowledge. "Child," the old woman said softly, "why are you here in the heart of the forest?" Amara explained her stepmother's request. The old woman, sensing Nia's malicious intentions, placed a gentle hand on Amara's shoulder. "Your stepmother's heart is filled with envy and deceit," the old woman warned. "She seeks to harm you. Return home, but be cautious. Remember the spirits of the land watch over you." With the old woman's warning in mind, Amara made her way back to the village. When she arrived, Nia feigned surprise and disappointment, her eyes narrowing as she saw the flowers in Amara's hands. "Oh, Amara, you've returned," Nia sneered. "But it seems you've brought back only a few flowers. What a pity." Amara, wise beyond her years, handed Nia the white flowers. "Here, stepmother, as you requested," she said calmly. Nia's eyes widened in disbelief. She took the flowers, but their beauty only fueled her jealousy further. Determined to rid herself of Amara once and for all, Nia devised another plan. "Amara," Nia said with a forced smile, "I need you to fetch water from the river at dawn. The morning dew will make it pure and magical." Amara, although suspicious, agreed once more. She woke before dawn and set off for the river. As she reached the water's edge, she saw her reflection in the shimmering surface. Suddenly, a voice echoed from the depths of the river. "Amara, do not be afraid." It was the spirit of the river. "Your kindness and bravery have not gone unnoticed. Your stepmother's schemes will fail, for you are protected by the spirits of the land." Filled with newfound courage, Amara returned to the village with the water. This time, the villagers had grown suspicious of Nia's intentions. They had seen Amara's dedication and the hardships she faced. They gathered around as Amara handed the water to Nia. Nia, realizing her plans had been exposed, tried to flee, but the villagers stopped her. Kofi, heartbroken by his wife's betrayal, confronted Nia. "Nia," Kofi said sternly, "your jealousy and deceit have no place in our home. You and Zuri must leave this village." Nia and Zuri were banished, their bitterness and envy fading into obscurity. Amara continued to live in the village, her kindness and wisdom inspiring everyone around her. She grew into a respected leader, always remembering the lessons she learned from the forest and the river. Years passed, and Amara's reputation as a wise and just leader spread far and wide. She married a kind and noble man named Jabari, and together they had children who inherited their mother's gentleness and their father's strength. Amara's home became a place of refuge and learning, where people from all over came to seek her counsel. One day, a young girl named Amoni arrived at Amara's home. She was lost and frightened, having fled from her own village where she was mistreated by her stepmother. Amara welcomed Amoni with open arms, seeing in her the same pain and resilience she had once known. As Amoni sat by the fire, Amara shared her story, weaving the tale of her own struggles and triumphs. She spoke of the wise old woman by the spring, the spirit of the river, and the power of kindness and courage. Amoni listened intently, her eyes wide with wonder. "Do you think I can be as brave as you, Amara?" she asked softly. Amara smiled warmly. "Bravery comes from the heart, Amoni. You have faced great challenges and come through them. You already possess the courage you seek." Under Amara's guidance, Amoni blossomed into a confident and compassionate young woman. She learned the ways of the forest, the rhythms of the river, and the wisdom of the spirits. Amara taught her the importance of balance and harmony, of understanding and empathy. As the years passed, Amoni's story became intertwined with Amara's, and together they continued to inspire and guide their community. Amara's home remained a beacon of hope, a place where the lessons of the past were cherished and the promise of the future was nurtured. And so, Amara's tale lived on, passed down through generations. The village thrived, its people united by the values of kindness, wisdom, and resilience. Amara's name was spoken with reverence and love, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. In the heart of Africa, the legend of Amara and the jealous stepmother became a timeless story, reminding all who heard it that true strength lies not in envy and deceit, but in compassion and understanding. And that, my friend, is the tale of Amara, the girl who turned adversity into wisdom and forged a legacy that would endure for all time.